Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are trying a new foundation. This is the Always On foundation from Smashbox. This one is new at Ulta. I was looking at the Sephora website and it is not available at Sephora just yet. For now, just Ulta. This foundation says it is a skin balancing foundation with hyaluronic acid and adaptogens. 16-hour color true wear. I got mine in the shade L20 neutral, which might be a little bit dark for me. We'll get into the color range in a second and why I couldn't find the shade for me, and we'll see how this one works. Anyways, if you're excited for this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be wearing this foundation for at least 8 hours, maybe even more. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. I wanted to do a dedicated video on this foundation exclusively because I mentioned it recently in a Will I Buy It video, and quite a few of you seem to be very interested in this formula. So here we are. It is an all-new foundation from Smashbox. It says achieve skin life balance, need more hydration or oil control. This primer infused foundation helps balance skin while delivering buildable radiant coverage with 16-hour wear. It is infused with hyaluronic acid and adaptogens. It is a medium to full coverage with a radiant finish. I did not expect a radiant finish from an oil controlling foundation. That is interesting. It says that the complexion looks natural and even, transfer, fade, and crease resistant, won't cake, flake, or streak, and it is dermatologist tested to use. Shake well before application, build and blend liquid foundation as needed. Let's open it up and you can take a look right here at what the packaging looks like. It's got a glass bottle, plastic cap with a shiny pump, and like I said a minute ago, I had to get the shade L20. Smashbox launched this foundation with 30 different shades, and when a foundation has only 30 different shades, there's bound to be colors that the foundation does not come in. Mine in this case was one of them. As far as light and dark skin tones, it seems to have a fair amount of fair, light, medium, tan, and deep shades. It just doesn't have too many of each category. So I was in between L10 neutral and L20 neutral. L10 was super pale on me, and L20, as you can see, is going to be a bit tan. I feel like I am right in the middle of those two shades. So maybe they'll do a color expansion in the future if this foundation is successful. We'll see. I am just going to try the shade L20 neutral for today's video. Whenever I review a new foundation, I always have magic cream underneath it. This is my Charlotte Tilbury moisturizer, which doubles up as a primer. So this is going to be my skin prep for before this Smashbox foundation. And then besides that, as you can see, I did already fill in my eyebrows. You guys, I have not been able to stop using the Rare Beauty eyebrow gel. I feel cruel talking to you about it because it hasn't officially launched yet. They sent it to me in the PR package with the single eyeshadows and the new eyeliner, so I thought it was all part of the same launch, but it turns out that everything else launched and the brow gel has not launched yet. And it's the best product of that release, hands down. I have not been able to stop using it. My brows have been looking better than ever. It is such a stronghold eyebrow gel. I can officially tell you I feel like it's better than the Brow Freeze from Anastasia, plus much more user-friendly because it comes with a little wand applicator. Anyways, as soon as the Rare Beauty brow gel comes out, I will be of course letting you know. I have a little like short clip of the review video saved to post it as a short or a reel on Instagram whenever the brow gel launches. Anyways, very excited about it. It's been like the best thing I've tried lately, and I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on it. Anyways, here is magic cream applied. I have my Refer sponge clean and ready, and let's go ahead and apply the Smashbox Always On foundation. I'm going to do one pump over here. I guess that was like a pump and a quarter, and I'm going to distribute that and see how much more I need. For the rest of my face, I'm just going to bounce it on. You know what? I know I just said everything I said about the color because it looks kind of dark here, but once I blend it on my face, I'm not mad at it. I feel like that color might actually work for me, especially once I put a bit of a brighter concealer underneath the eyes. Okay, so two things that I did not expect about this foundation. One, that it has a radiant finish while claiming to be an oil controlling foundation. That's kind of new and surprising. And then two, for some reason I expected it to have a full coverage rather than a medium buildable coverage. Both of these things, by the way, I am very excited about, and now I know why you guys wanted me to try this foundation, because it seems like exactly what I love about foundations. Medium buildable coverage, a natural to radiant finish. So I'm actually very excited for this wear test today. I know I'm still mid application, but I gotta say, so far I really love what I see. It is such a thin foundation. It is sinking right into my skin. It looks so skin-like, even though it's not my real color, because my face is a little paler than this foundation. You can see that there's barely a difference in texture where I have the foundation versus where I don't have the foundation blended. That's how natural it is looking, which has me very impressed so far. I have a third pump. I did one pump on each cheek, and I have a third pump that I'm blending on my forehead now. What you're looking at right here is 3 pumps of this foundation blended all throughout my face. As you can see, it evened out my complexion. I look all the same color. The foundation is just like a teeny tiny bit darker than I am right now, especially on the face area, but it blended in so seamlessly that you can't even tell, I don't think. You can only really tell in comparison to like my pale chest right here, but it looks so good so far. You can still see my freckles through it. It is very natural looking, but my redness is pretty much fully gone. I'm sure that if I do one more pump and blend it right here on my cheeks, it would be completely gone. In fact, I'm going to do that just to try it out. But honestly, I think that I am very happy with the way it looks with 3 pumps. Yeah, a 4th pump definitely covers whatever's left of my redness, and I can even hide my freckles a little bit more with this one if I wanted to, and it still looks very natural. I'm so surprised so far. For some reason, I don't know if you could tell if you watched my Ulta haul yesterday, but like I bought a bunch of new products that came out at Ulta, and I had such low expectations for them. I truly wasn't thinking, I know that these products are going to become new favorites of mine, yet I tried like the MAC Cosmetics pen and the Man Eater bronzer, and all of those products are so amazing. And the same thing happened to me with this one. I bought this foundation along with the rest of the things I bought at Ulta, and I also didn't have super high expectations for this foundation. I literally bought it because you guys told me to, because you were interested in the review, and I feel like Smashbox kind of been out of the game for a while, so I just was not thinking that I was gonna like this as much as I do. I am so sorry, Smashbox, for underestimating you and your amazing complexion products. Wow. Anyways, here's what the foundation looks like freshly applied. I'm going to be going to bed late tonight because I am going to do an 8-hour wear test, and it is 4:45 right now. So take a look right there. The only con for me right now is the color story, because now that it is fully applied, I can see that this foundation is not my best foundation match, you know? So hopefully, if this formula is as good as it seems and people love it as much as I seem to be loving it so far, they can release more shades in the future. Anyways, let's take care of my under eyes. I'm using my Charlotte color corrector right under here to cover up my dark circles. And for concealer, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Everywhere pen. I'm just going to do 1 pump on the back of my hand, and I'll blend it underneath my eyes. And the reason I'm going for this one is because I had the opposite problem with that foundation slash concealer product. As in, it's a bit too light for me, and this one is a bit too dark for me. So hopefully combining the two, we'll have a good face of makeup today. See how nicely this one brightens right under my eye? And this MAC Everywhere foundation pen is also a very thin formula, so I felt like these two would combine well together. So just tapping my Everywhere pen underneath my eye here as concealer. And before I put any powder on my face, here is how the foundation is looking. I'm going to lower the light and show you with the light down. Take a look right there. I have very dry skin, so the main thing I look for when I'm trying to figure out if I like a foundation or not is whether or not it looks makeup-y, whether or not it looks cakey, and whether or not it looks dry. And so far, I know I just started wearing it like 2 minutes ago, but so far so good. My face looks really, really nice for the moment being. Before I continue applying the rest of the makeup, I'm going to go feed Cece and also take her outside after she's done eating. And so when I take her out in a few minutes, I'll show you what this foundation looks like in natural lighting. I'm outside. Cece was finding a good spot to go number 2. Here's what the foundation looks like. Let me look for the good lighting. I think I found a good spot. As you can see, the foundation definitely a little darker, but I feel like I was able to make it work okay. When I go back upstairs to apply the rest of my makeup, I just will do very little bronzer. From what I'm looking at on the screen of the phone, this foundation looks amazing. Keep in mind, I don't have any powder on or anything. This is like the natural finish that the foundation has. The coverage that it has, I literally have not even added anything on top of it besides just putting on a bit of concealer. In my opinion, it looks very natural, and the main thing is that it does not look cakey and it does not look textured or dry on me. So far so good. I'm back up here, and since the foundation's a bit darker than my complexion, instead of a bronzer, I'm going to just go ahead and contour a little bit. This is my Westman Atelier contouring stick. This one doesn't have any warmth in it. It's just a cool tone contour product, so I feel like this paired with a foundation that's just a little bit darker than my complexion is going to be a perfect mix. I'm going to just do this little bit for now. I'm going to blend it out and go from there. This is a Sephora collection number 47 brush that I'm using, and I'm just going to stamp and swipe so that the contour blends into the foundation. By the way, it took me an hour to do everything I had to do downstairs. So it's been an hour now since the foundation has been on, and so far it has not dried out my very dry skin. So far we are still looking natural and semi-radiant and hydrated and put together, you know? So far so good. I think I'm just going to do a bit more up here, and then I'll do the sides of my nose. Just blending that in. This contour blends like butter, and I've had it for over a year now, and it is so hydrating still, and it just fully melts into the skin so easily. For blush, I'm going to use the NARS liquid blush in the shade Behave, which I love. Once again, just tapping it in with the brush. I love this blush because it gives me a very nice soft flush, but also I just really like the radiance that it gives my cheeks. It looks so natural and so glowy. I'm using my pink powder from Laura Mercier on this Danessa Myricks sponge, and I'm just going to tap it right underneath my eye, just like so. A little bit right here in the center of the forehead as well. And this is it when it comes to complexion products. Here's what everything looks like after I applied my bronzer, my blush, and a little bit of translucent powder. I will do my eyes and my lips, but I'm going to do that for a different video. It is 5:46 right now, and an hour into my wear test, this foundation is still looking really, really fabulous. It's not looking dry, it's not looking textured. So far so good. The only con I've had so far is the shade range, but other than that, I'm much more impressed than I thought I would be with this new Smashbox foundation. I'll see you guys at the next check-in. I'm back and it is 11:10. So I've been wearing this makeup for 6.5 hours or so, I think. I have to say, as time went by, I think the foundation went from looking natural to looking a bit more on the matte side. And I don't necessarily think it looks dry on me by any means. You guys can see it on my face. It has a bit more of a matte finish than before, but it still looks really good. it hasn't like created texture. I don't think it looks super dry on my face by any means. It's not like cakey or crumbly or anything like that. However, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't think personally I can give this foundation a 10 out of 10, just because I have other foundations in my collection that I think just wear a little bit better on me throughout the day, meaning they stay just as beautiful looking throughout the wear test as they did when I first applied them. And this one kind of changed a little bit. It just kind of got a bit more matte. I do have desert dry skin, so I'm going to give this foundation a 9 because I really like majority of things about it. Like I said, I have extremely dry skin, so this might not happen to anyone other than dry skin people. I feel like if you have normal skin, combination skin, or oily skin, this foundation will absolutely totally look beautiful on you. However, because I have super desert dry skin throughout the day, and it mainly happened after like the 4-hour mark, it did change a bit on me and it did get a bit more matte looking. I'm looking at it on the camera right now and you really can't tell, but I can tell when I look in the mirror. Let me see if I lower the light. Maybe like right here you can see it. It's not textured or dry looking, it just looks a bit more matte than it did when I first applied it, which makes me like it just a tiny bit less. So I honestly like this foundation much more than I expected liking it, and it worked on me much more than I expected it would. The color, even though it's darker, I was able to make work, and overall there's a lot of qualities that this foundation has that I truly appreciate. But because I have extremely dry skin, I just need the hydration of the foundation to stay throughout the wear test, and after a few hours it just kind of went away. So 9 out of 10 is what I'm giving this foundation, and honestly if I had normal or combination skin I would probably give it a 10 out of 10, because then this would not have happened, right? So if you've been interested, I do like it and recommend it, especially if your skin is not super dry like me. If you have normal or combination skin, definitely get your hands on this one if you're interested, because I think you're going to love it. I promised you 8 hours of wear and I am quitting at 6.5 hours because I'm dying to take this makeup off. I apologize, but the point of a wear test is to see how the foundation changes throughout the day, and we saw that at this point it did change on my very dry skin a little bit. So I hope that this was helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.